Hey guys, Omni here. We are back for episode 3 of series 13 of Doctor Who. Last week's episode, we saw the Doctor face off yet again against the Sontarans, who thought to take advantage of this whole Flux thing as it rages across the universe and time and space. That are like, hey, this would be a good time to try to conquer some planets. And not only do they do that, they attack some planets, namely Earth, at multiple points in time. So they have to interfere with the Sontaran invasion through different points in time. Meanwhile, Yaz meets up with Grey Worm on the planet called Time, where they find themselves being courted to repair something of sorts by this little drone that's flying around, and it takes them to this little circlet that has these seemingly holographic images of these figures. We learn later, as Swarm and Azure show up with a new friend who seems to not have a voice or a name or yet to speak at all, arrive and explain the purpose of this place. That this place is called the planet. This planet is called Time, and these Mori are these beings that are set in place to keep time, I guess, flowing in the way that we know it to flow, to keep it contained and controlled, and keep it moving forward. And otherwise, time just happens all at once, and time is the enemy of the universe and death and all this stuff, and time would just go and destroy everything. But we get to see more so that the Flux might be connected to whoever these beings are, not the Mori, but Azure and Swarm and all of them, because they seem to have the same kind of ability that the Flux does. Whenever they touch somebody, they can just turn them into ash. By the time they get finished with all the Sontaran stuff, the Doctor and Dan and everybody finally makes it to this planet, and just unfortunately too late, as Yaz and Grey Worm have been put into this Mori stasis lock to fill in the gaps of the two Mori that were currently deceased and failing. So they've taken their places. And if they don't fix this whole situation or whatever, then it just means Yaz and Grey Worm are going to die. I'm sorry I keep saying Grey Worm. I don't remember his character's name. Is it a Vendor or something like that? I don't remember. Correct me if that was even remotely close. But yeah, last episode honestly was probably the most it's felt like like an old school Doctor Who episode in a really long time, with the time period they were fighting off with the Sontarans in, just the banter with Dan and him and Caravanista, and as they tried to kind of infiltrate the forces of the Sontarans, just the Sontarans in general. It was it had a feeling of familiarity that was very much so welcome, and I really enjoyed last week's episode. But guys, let's go ahead and get ready to dive into this one. So if you want to see the full-length reaction to this episode or any of the others, it's going to be on Patreon, or become a member here on the channel. It gets you access to that as well. Just one of the many ways you can help support us over here and help us do what we do. But another way you can support the channel, if that's not one for you, is simply by liking, commenting, subscribing, and sharing these videos, because giving these videos plenty of engagement tells YouTube that maybe we should share these to more people. And guys, if you do enjoy this, I do hope you stick around and subscribe. But for now, let's go ahead and get ready to dive into this week's episode. Here we go. Belle's story. Okay.
Whatever they are.
What the fuck? Oh!
Feasting on the wreckage. Coming for the survivors of the Flux. But nothing is gonna stop me from getting to you.
Okay. Interesting. Seems like just everything's just converged onto Earth at this point. I don't know, man. This Flux thing is just like we don't really know anything about it. We know the Sontarans were messing with time last episode, but this seems to be something else. I don't know if it's the other side of the Flux, whatever happens to what is deleted by it, or if this is... I don't know, man. I really don't know. Once Upon a Time, Chapter 3. What the hell?
Time is pulling you back. I'm coming to get you.
It's storming really bad out there right now, man. I just heard like some banging and stuff. Some branches and shit are just hitting our back window.
Enough equipment remaining to breach the entrance.
You said come prepared. We also have temple erasure options.
What the hell?
The only way in is through the front, risking our lives to save others. The usual. On my command.
What the fuck? What the hell is going on?
They had to lie and tell him I was narcoleptic. I mean, they obviously had an reaction to him. Am I boring you?
No, just that those are so...
They were separated and each put into a different like state of time to keep them distracted. The doctor is just in the heat of action. He's back on Earth with a girl he's interested in.
Why am I here?
I was waiting. You didn't come. Where were you,
Hmm.
Dan?
3 doors down, and she said she was so snotty. It's up to you, isn't it? And I said, yes, it is. And I've never stepped foot in that shop since. I mean, who's losing now? It's not even like I'm that bothered about Satsumas. Doctor?
Oh.
What is that?
Why is an angel here?
Oh, you got a bit of salad dressing?
Trying to break through to your time stream, but there's a barrier, like something's trying to keep me out.
There we are. All gone now.
That was a weird commercial insert there.
No record of post-traumatic psychodisturbance.
But I've taken all offers of counselling and term coming. No problems.
Don't mind me. I'm trying not to be distracting. Let me just...
Did you?
I'm trying not to be distracting.
What?
I can do this. I can absorb it. Help me with it, and I can help you.
Time resists. It is pulling you back.
Hmm.
Who the hell are you?
I'm surprised she's back already.
I threw myself into a time storm here in the future to protect myself and my friends, but it threw me down into my own time stream in the middle of a memory that I've lost, and I'm...
No time to admire yourself, boss.
Hmm.
Tell me who you are, all of you.
This temporal hazing gets any worse, we'll have to relieve her of command. We can't risk the mission.
We're your team.
Their division members being like replaced with their visage to trick her in this kind of like how they were seeing people from their past as the people they were with. If this is a vision of her past life that she forgot, then these are people that were stationed with her in the division. Oh, hey, he's in here too.
So where have you come from? Oh, Mason Street, clearly. Mason Street, Edge Hill? Well, of course Edge Hill. Where else? I've seen them remove people and objects from this mortal plane. Wait, they return!
Oh, this is a weird episode, man. It's hard to keep up.
I'll fix this. Just don't disappear.
It sounds easy. Sounds fine. Sure. Just don't disappear.
Made it through the outer barriers of the Dalek sector without being exterminated. Just. There are bodies.
What the fuck?
Because apparently this is the cyber sector now.
Oh.
Cyber armies ransacking what's left, converting the few who remain, and in the dark moments I think the bad guys won.
What the fuck?
Just move forward. And I can still hear you telling me that. So I am. We are. Me and take me. The Murray are compromised and time is beginning to run wild. Because if the flux is eroding space and time is breaking down, then what hope do we ever have of finding each other again?
Isn't that like Carvanisa's ship?
I'm gonna learn to be ace at this. That next time I'm in a room with him, he's gonna look at me and think, who's a sexy girl with a nimble fingers?
This isn't my house. The details are wrong. Yes, I think there's something wrong with your time stream. Yaz. Yaz, I'm being pulled away.
She broke eye contact.
You've no shame.
Only pride
You should know that by now.
Surrender now.
Oh, there's multiple of these big black masked dudes.
It's a difficult moral high ground you occupy.
What the hell? They look different now.
If there's further death or bloodshed, your punishments will be worse.
Mm-hmm. I guess this is what they looked like before they were imprisoned and malnourished or whatever.
It is heresy.
And see how many lives it has cost.
Keep away from it.
The more you're ready, the more you're connected.
So the division created the Mori?
Transported out of here now. Mission accomplished, boss.
What the fuck?
You have to do this, or time will fracture across all of space. Please.
What?
Wait, what's that? Can we make it out? Guess not.
Oh, great.
We shall rule.
Over what? There's barely anything left. The universe is disappearing.
All that is left shall be ours. The cyber victory. Love is an emotion. Emotions are not mission.
Okay.
They must face the consequences for their treasonous actions. The other four are family members of my dear opponent and vocal critic, Frey Sample. They need to have an accident. That's important. They're involved in an unexpected tragedy.
Well, that's fucked.
I was doing the right thing. I'm permitted one message.
That's fucked, man.
I've seen that before.
Oi. You know the rules.
Oh, yeah, right. She did say that he was part of the division before.
Temporal hazing getting to the boss again. Time to move.
I forgot.
Passengers, we'll extract the hostages back on board the ship.
I was wondering why one of them had Carvanista's axe.
All is ending. And don't come looking for this. You can go.
I will not go.
What the fuck?
What do you want?
To reign in hell.
Is this a TARDIS?
He knows what one is.
She's not here, Dan. But we'll get her back, I promise. We'll find out who's behind the flux and what it's got to do with me.
Why would it have anything to do with you?
Does everything have to be a discussion? Go on.
With your secrets. Keeping your secrets.
I'm sorry. I was doing the right thing. I'm only permitted one message.
Aw, okay.
This is your home. It was. Looks like the flux ripped through. But I'm not giving up.
I'll find you.
Whatever it takes.
What the fuck is with this angel?
Keep your eyes on the angel. Stay behind me.
I think I just blinked.
Set the controls. Doctor, what's he doing? Oh. The angel has the TARDIS.
What the fuck? All right, I guess. Jesus, what the hell? This episode was something. It was something. It was a mess structurally. Like, oh my god. Lots of interesting things. Like this new character, I don't remember her name, the one we saw trekking through the universe in the state post-Flux. So the Flux is already ravaged through the universe, and what is left of it is being claimed by some of the greatest armies in Doctor Who history, from the Daleks to this the Cyber Empire to the Sontarans and etc. They've all got their own little segment of that they're trying to conquer and hold for themselves after the Flux ran through and weakened all these systems. What's left? Vender's love, which he was sending that message to, is the girl we were following, who I think is on Carvanista's ship, or one of his race's ships, roaming around trying to find him while he's trying to get back to her after what we saw a little bit of his backstory, what got him put on that station, him trying to whistleblow some not so great things that his the person he was put under had kind of done under his watch. So he kind of felt guilty on that and wanted to expose all of that, which got him punished. Yaz's stuff was just her being back on Earth, some things that has not happened yet. So I guess like once they got put in there, they just put themselves on the Maury's pedestals, which jettisoned them into the time storm and allowed the Doctor to somehow use the Maury to displace Dan, Vender, and Yaz into their own time stream to hide them. Some in their past, some in the future, some in events they've already done, some they haven't. Which is why Yaz was like, I don't remember any of this, so it hasn't happened yet for her. This, at least that pocket memory. Because I saw the image floating around, a lot of people sharing of the Doctor and her playing like with PlayStation controllers, but obviously in the episode it definitely wasn't a PlayStation. It was some generic ass game too. Yaz is being haunted and followed by a weeping angel no matter where she goes, so it's following her. It's in the time stream. It's in the time storm. It was in her past where it jettisoned her in the video game coming at her. Now it's in her phone, and now it's in the TARDIS. Now it's driving the TARDIS. What the fuck? We saw Ruth come back, Joe Martin's Doctor, as the Doctor, while in the time storm, was launched back into her own memories. Ones that she doesn't remember, which shows the first, I guess, one of the first times that she has interacted with this planet, with the Temple of Atropos, and dealt with Swarm and Azure before when they were there. Definitely looked different. I don't know what the deal is with that. It wasn't really clearly explained. But apparently time is literally at war with space, and that the Flux is an attack from space on time, or from time on space. Because they said that time has now been disrupted. The flow of time has been disrupted because space has been attacked for it to flow through. And that the Doctor created or is tied to the creation of the Flux? Who was the old lady we saw at the end too? Who the hell was that? I'm wondering if that was the Gallifreyan that found her and experimented on her before. Because honestly, at this point, I don't remember what she even looked like in those episodes from last season. All I gotta say is this episode confused the unholy shit out of me. There was so much happening, so much being thrown at you, so much like jutting between different points in time and perceptions and stuff. And there's a lot of new ideas being thrown at us, a lot of revelations that we see. We saw Doctor and was part of this, when she was with the Division, was part of this strike force that was sieging the Temple of Atropos to break into it to stop whatever was going on with Swarm's initial attack there, with them capturing billions of people in these passenger things. There's that black big old android, I guess, thing, which is like, I guess, a portable container where they can house, like as a prison, like house billions of beings within it. And they've now captured people, the survivors of the Flux, or people they've saved from the Flux, and now are in there, which includes Dan's girlfriend person thing. And they're being held captive, but they're also deleted so they can have one person represent the death of billions, so that, you know, budget reasons, and kind of creative. And they hijacked the Maury and brought them in with one of them because they swapped one out. It's like, haha, you brought in one of the passengers, but actually it was our passenger and it had Maury in it, and bam, Maury are back in control of time. Whoa. Dude, what the shit? I'm gonna have to like watch this again, and probably like 8 more times after the season's over for all the pieces to connect. Maybe. Who knows if they do successfully by the end of this. It was nice seeing Joe Martin's Doctor, though, again. Like, it was, even if it was in just Fritz's and glimpses. I don't fucking know. I mean, I can't speculate. I have no idea what the fuck's going on. I have no idea what the division is about, doing, whatever. Does this have anything to do with the Doctor's origins, where she's from, the original universe she's from, where she came out of that tear and was found in this universe and then used to create the Time Lords, blah, 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 blah. There's just so much, man. They made this quite more complicated than it probably needed to be. But we'll see. We only got 3 episodes left. This episode, like where the last one balanced the A plot and the B plot of the main storyline, this one did not. It was like the structuring just made this so difficult to follow, and it just honestly wasn't all that entertaining to me to watch personally. So I don't know. After last episode, which I quite enjoyed, this episode was just, I think it was just all supposed to be all story. And it was so, it wasn't all story, because obviously we had like the portal pockets of time where they were all kind of housed and kept safe from this whole thing. And then the new girl we've been following who's surviving the whole whatever. So we had that distraction. It was just weird how it all came together. This was just a weird structured episode, and I don't know, it definitely didn't work for me. It definitely didn't make this a fun it was more fun watching that new girl kind of travel across these these places and seeing the state of the world as it was, more so than what was actually going on with our main cast for me. I'm just fucking confused. That's all it is. So maybe you guys picked up on this a little bit more. I'm sure some of you guys will be able to watch this more times in the past few days before this actually gets out to you guys. You'll be able to see this more times than I and figure things out a little bit more smoothly. And if you do, let me know in the comments. Translate this episode for me. I would appreciate it. I think I got what was going on, but there's not enough clarity as to what all these puzzle pieces mean, where they're going to go, what they're going to do with it. It was just a lot of information to take in and process. But guys, I don't really know what else to say, so I'm going to pass this off to you all. Sound off the comments. Let me know your thoughts on this episode down below. We'll carry on the conversation after the video. Feel free to join our Discord. Links to that and our socials are down below as well. If you want to see the full-length reaction to this episode, it's on Patreon, or become a member here on the channel. Gets you access to that as well. And speaking of, before we go, I want to shout out our channel legends, Manny Sherritt, Ryan, Karen, Jason Coleman, Philly Vane, Yuri Kurskov, Margaret Grace, Mary Bradley, and Jeffrey Hale. Thank you guys so much for your continued support and everybody who's been tuning in to these episodes. But guys, that's it for now, and I'll see you guys next week with the next episode of Doctor Who. Take care, everybody.